Framing. Change your perspective, change your life. Hello, Internet. So today I'm going to share a little bit of my own personal journey again, a little bit of vulnerable authenticity, but want to talk about framing and perspective and how it can be such a simple but powerful tool to change the way you see things, to change your perspective on an issue, to change that lens through which you're viewing a particular problem or goal. So this has made such an incredible difference to me many times, but in one instance very recently, in helping me navigate a complex issue, like really complex. And so, like many things in life, as we first approach an issue that looks challenging or a problem that seems really daunting, we, like most of us, we slip into this binary decision framework. Yes, no, stop, go, whatever the case might be. But realistically, choices are so much broader than this binary concept that we want to use to make things simple. If I only have to choose between two options, great, I don't have to do a lot of thinking. And, that really gets to how our brains are wired. If you're in a fight or flight mode, everything is geared towards really just that. Do we fight or do we run? But the reality is your brain is going to employ that tactic in other areas. Again, biases, heuristics, things that we use, mental shortcuts to make decision-making seem a little bit easier. Now, if you want to learn a bit more about this, there's a book out there called Nudge. There's a book out there called Thinking Fast and Slow. Daniel Kahneman, Cass Sunstein. These are some pioneers in the fields of behavioral economics, looking at how incentives can help guide decision-making and how we shortcut and sabotage ourselves sometimes. And really, when we stick to this limited binary framework, that's a form of self-sabotage. And so, like I said, I had this big issue and I'm trying to get my head around all of it. And again, it starts as this binary issue, but now I know better. It's taken me some time to do the work to not impulsively rush in and figure out, okay, this is what I need to do. Based on what? What evaluation have you done? Why is this the best choice? What were the other options on the table to you? And did you fully consider them? So, getting into the issue, not all that much fun. It's a tough issue. Right? You gotta dig in. You want to act. You want to get this over with, but sometimes you just have to stay in it. So, and as it turned out, this issue had a lot more facets to it than I originally appreciated. It was even more complex. And so, I did what I usually do. I try to step back. I try to get new perspective. I talked with my advisors. I have them. I do coaching on this type of stuff to try to look through this different lens, to shift perspective, to frame the issue differently, just to see what comes up around that. And so eventually, after quite a bit of work around the issue and really testing some different theories and hypotheses, I came to a conclusion, and it was not one of the binary ones that I initially looked at. It was much more involved. But it got to a point where I knew in my gut, like, okay, that speaks. When your intuition's really talking to you, then, okay, now we can start to drive towards a decision. And, you're probably going to be scared. You're going to require some courage to run at these big, challenging, complex issues. I was definitely nervous. I was definitely scared. But you got to jump. And you got to have faith that you're going to land. And that's it. But perspective, framing. Take the time to really unpack an issue. Seek out a different point of view. Don't seek out the answer. Just seek out a different perspective and then try to build awareness around that. Don't go looking for someone to hand you an answer. That's not going to get you anywhere. But if you take the time and you try to put some different lenses and different perspectives on these issues, you may find that, the best answer is one that you didn't anticipate or you didn't initially think of. So it's a little bit about my journey, a little bit about the power of perspective and framing. AscentMethod.com. If you want to learn more or you want to talk about this or any other personal development, professional development goals that you might have. Thanks for watching. See you soon.